Ashman, and I will be your narrator for today's ceremony. Throughout the ceremony, you will be given cues to stand and be seated at the appropriate times. As a reminder, during the playing of ruffles and flourishes and the singing of the national anthem and the Air Force song, military members should stand at attention. During the national anthem, our civilian guests are invited to place their right hand over their heart. Today, the men and women of the United States Air Force pay special tribute to Colonel Patrick Lanaghan on his promotion to the rank of Brigadier General. The presiding official for today's ceremony is Major General Lanaghan, the Adjutant General, Missouri National Guard. At this time, we would like to recognize our distinguished guests. Please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. We are honored to have Colonel Lanaghan's family in attendance today. Colonel Lanaghan's wife, Mrs. Darcy Lanaghan. His son, Captain Nathaniel Lanaghan, and his girlfriend, Megan. His son, Mr. Matthew Lanaghan. His daughter, Miss Olivia Lanaghan, and her boyfriend, Austin. His mother-in-law, Miss Judy Marsh. His brother, Mr. Michael Lanaghan. His niece, Miss Diana Lanaghan. And his brother-in-law, Mr. Jared Shinsky. Former Chief of the National Guard Bureau, General Retired Frank Grass, and his wife, Patricia. Deputy Adjutant General, Missouri National Guard, Brigadier General Charles Houston. Assistant Adjutant General, Missouri Air National Guard, Brigadier General Kimbrough Sturr. Senior Enlisted Leader, Missouri National Guard, Command Sergeant Major Larry Godsey. Chief of the Joint Staff, Colonel Robert Payne. Vice Commander, 131st Bombing, Colonel Gordon Meyer. State Command Sergeant Major, Missouri Army National Guard, Command Sergeant Major Robert Kaling. State Command Chief Master Sergeant, Missouri Air National Guard, Chief Master Sergeant Jessica Settle. We would also like to welcome all friends and family, commanders, chiefs, and members of the National Guard in attendance today. Thank you all for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party, the playing of ruffles and flourishes, and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem by Chief Master Sergeant Jason Kinky and the invocation by Chaplain Colonel Patrick Moore.
Would you join me in prayer? Lord, we give you thanks for this good day, to be in the land of good people, witnessing the promotion of a good man. We know that you are our North Star to guide us through the tough times and to bring us into the promised land. We pray that this promotion, Patrick, that he would feel the holy burden and weight of the star on his shoulders to bring light to others as they serve to be peacemakers in your world. We give you thanks for this truly good man, an officer and a gentleman, who has embodied the values of integrity first, service before self, and in excellence in all that he does. May we, with joyful hearts, celebrate this wonderful day. It's in thy strong and mighty name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chief Hinkie, for the beautiful rendition of the national anthem, and Colonel Moore for your thoughtful words. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce the presiding official for today's ceremony, Major General Lanaghan, the Adjutant General, Missouri National Guard.
Thanks, Captain. And it's another great day. It's not every day that we get to gather in our state's capital and promote someone to one star. And it was really a beautiful job by the color guard and Chief Hinkie. It was wonderful. I never get tired of listening to you sing. And Chaplain Moore and young Captain, thanks for your narration, your duties. These things don't just happen. I've got more water up here and I know what to do with. No, that's okay. I might get thirsty. It is really a great day. We love times like these. We love our Guard. We love our Air Force and Army and the whole family. And it's not every day we get a 4-star to come join us either. General Grass and Miss Pat, we're so honored to have you in our presence and that you take the time to join us. And so thanks for being here. I won't go by name, but distinguished guests and senior enlisted members of our formation, our families. And Darcy, I'm so sorry I didn't get to come over and hug on you before I even get up here, but thank you all for being here today. Hey, in the Missouri National Guard, we're one team, and we're really proud of it. And when I look around today, that's what I see. It's a great team. I see the great team of airmen and soldiers and family and friends that helped General Lanaghan be the success he is today and tomorrow. And speaking of family, General Lanaghan, as you've heard, has many members of his wonderful family here from Florida and Indiana, and are there other states? Ohio, OH. Pat's wife, Darcy. Your son's Captain Nathan. I like how that was announced. Matthew, where's Matthew? It's good to see you, young man. And your significant others, and Miss Olivia. And you have your significant other with you too. We appreciate that. And your extended family. I also understand that your mom may get an opportunity to watch the video at a later date, so I have a shout out for you, Diane. Thanks for raising a great young man that has become a super great husband and father and friend to many, and serving our state and our nation. We're very proud of you and appreciate great parents. To Pat's entire family, we know we have asked much of him. We have asked much of you. From phone calls at dinner time to deployments. It is your support that has allowed him to work hard and stay focused and achieve so very much. And we know for families, new assignments bring new responsibilities and new excitement. We're thankful for that. And this isn't new to you. You've been there before and covered this ground numerous times. You have supported your husband, your father, your friend for many, many years. And though all families serve, I want to brag on the Lanaghan family a little bit. They are a proud Air Force family, as you've heard. Darcy served in uniform. You're still serving, we know. We appreciate your uniform service too. And his son again, Captain Lanaghan, and his daughter Olivia is just beginning to serve in a civilian capacity with the Air Force Judge Advocate General. So again, Lanaghan family, thank you for your support of Pat, but your family's contributions to our armed forces, and I think we owe you a round of applause. I'd like to take just a moment to recognize some of General Lanaghan's accomplishments over the last 35 years. And don't worry, I'm not going to try to cover every year. But I do want to share some experiences that have prepared him well for today and into the future. Admittedly, Pat didn't join our team until just a couple of years ago. But when we had a chance to steal him, we did. We're very proud of him. He brings a tremendous amount of experience from his deployments in support of Operation Desert Storm and Operation Iraqi Freedom. His time on active duty, his tour with the National Guard Bureau, and his many leadership and staff assignments with the Florida National Guard. He served in multiple key positions as the Chief of Protocol at NGB, and I believe he was your protocol officer, sir. And I also understand you gave approval for this promotion. Good job, Pat. That he served in numerous other key assignments. Duty commander of the 125th Medical Group, commander of the 131st Medical Group, commander of the Joint Task Force Aide, and most recently as our Missouri Air National Guard Director of Staff. As the commander of Joint Task Force Aide, then Colonel Lanaghan commanded Army and Air Guardsmen in support of Florida's response to COVID-19. As the Joint Task Force Commander, General Lanaghan oversaw the operation of a $22.5 million, 450-bed alternate care facility. We have experience in that. We understand what it took to do that. It's a tremendous effort, helping to alleviate the burden on the Miami hospital system. As the Director of the Staff, Air, General Lanaghan has contributed to our innovation of building the Missouri National Guard's Joint Staff. And in every position, Pat, you've demonstrated exceptional leadership, expertise, and what I'm really proud of is just great character and level-headed professionalism. Now General Lanaghan will assume a new role as the Missouri Air National Guard Chief of Staff. He will provide invaluable leadership as part of the Missouri National Guard Joint Force Headquarters, ensuring mission readiness for more than 2,300 personnel across the 131st Bomb Wing, the 139th Airlift Wing, and our joint staff. I'm looking forward to your continued service on our team in this capacity. And I'm so very proud of you. We're all very proud of you. And just again, we want to congratulate you on this promotion. Every promotion is important, but these are exceptionally special. And thanks for all that you've done for our state and our nation. And again, thanks to your family and your extended family that's here. And I hope I get to meet many of you afterwards. Thanks for taking the time to come in and enjoy this moment. We don't do this of our own accord. We do it with you. And frankly, I think our families serve so much more than our service members in so many ways, taking care of us when we're away. And I can't thank you enough for it. Hey, in closing, I always like to thank God for caring for our service members and our families, and I pray that He continues to protect our great state and our great country. One team.
Thank you, General Compton. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as General Compton publishes the order.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. Special order number GOM 06623-01. By order of the Secretary of the Air Force and direction of the President of the United States, acting upon the recommendation of the Chief National Guard Bureau, has placed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, integrity, and abilities of Colonel Patrick Lanaghan. In view of these special qualities and his demonstrated potential to serve in the higher grade, Colonel Patrick Lanaghan is promoted and federally recognized in the permanent grade of 07, Brigadier General, effective 17 March 2023, by order of the Secretary of the Air Force. Signed, General Daniel R. Hokanson, Chief, National Guard Bureau. Mrs. Lanaghan, Nathan, Matthew, and Olivia, please come forward and pin on your husband's and father's new rank. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as General Compton gives the oath of office to General Lanaghan.
Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Missouri against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the Governor of the State of Missouri, that I make this obligation freely without mental reservations or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Brigadier General in the Air National Guard of the State of Missouri, upon which I'm about to enter. So help me God.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated as General Compton presents Colonel Lanaghan, General Lanaghan, with his new flag. The Air Force authorizes individual flags to those who warrant them by virtue of their office. The United States Air Force has incorporated the use of flags to signify the presence of a general officer. This flag, signifying the presence of a Brigadier General, will be present at all official military functions hosted by General Lanaghan and will be visibly displayed in his office. The use of the star to signify the rank of a general officer can be traced to a June 1780 decree by General George Washington during the War of American Independence. It is believed that General Washington chose the star as a symbol of general officer rank in honor of its use in the Allied French armed forces. The star is the oldest continually used rank in the United States military. Brigadier General Lanaghan, congratulations. The floor is yours.
General Compton, General and Mrs. Grass, General Hausman, General Starr, fellow guardsmen, friends and family, thank you all for being here today. My goal was to keep this short. I don't think I'm going to be successful. Let me start off by acknowledging all the people who made this ceremony happen. It takes a team to put this all together, and today's team consisted of Senior Airman Urban and the 131st Bomb Wing Protocol staff, the Whiteman Air Force Base Honor Guard, Chaplain Moore, Chief Henke, Captain Ashman, and Lieutenant Williams. You have made this a truly memorable experience for me and my family. Thanks also to Miss Vicki Cook, Senior Master Sergeant Denny, and Chief Settle for all that you have done to make this event happen. And finally, thank you to Lieutenant Colonel Decker and her PA team for videoing today's event. Major General Compton, thank you for hosting this ceremony and for your kind words. I'll always be grateful that you gave me the opportunity to come to Missouri and to be a part of this amazing joint team. I made my decision to come here after our interview on Teams, where we discussed, we had a great conversation about family and service. And I knew this was a place where I would feel welcome and at home. Thank you for this opportunity to be able to continue to serve in this new role. It's a responsibility that I take very seriously, and I promise I'll give you my very best effort. I'm honored that General and Mrs. Grass are with us today. I worked on the general staff at the Pentagon, and it was one of the best experiences of my career. I have to admit that it was pretty cool working at the Pentagon, but the reason I look back on that time with such fondness is because of the way you treated me and our entire staff like we were members of your family.
You are the epitome of what real leadership looks like, and I'll always be grateful for that opportunity. As General Compton pointed out, my mom was unable to make it here today. She's just physically unable to travel. I had the terrific good fortune of growing up in a wonderful family with parents who were completely devoted to each other and to their children. I'm so glad that my brother Mike is here today. My sister Laurie is back in Ohio taking care of my mom, so unfortunately she cannot make it. But I'm happy that her daughter, my niece Diana, is here. I always remember March 16th, 1988, the day that I was leaving for basic training. My mom was very sad because her baby was leaving. I'm her baby, and she reminds me all the time, you may be a general, but you're still my baby. And my aunt, who was my dad's twin sister, showed up to say goodbye. And I remember she was talking to my mom. My mom was upset, and she said to her, "You watch, Diane. That boy's going to be a general one day." I remember that moment like it happened yesterday. Two things went through my mind. The first was thinking that my aunt was crazy, that there was no way that I would ever become a general. I also remember realizing at that moment that my family had very high expectations of me, and I had an obligation to live up to those expectations. Well, here we are. My Aunt Sissy was proven right. She was, in fact, not crazy. My mom is the proudest person on the planet today. And I know somewhere in heaven, my dad and my aunt are bragging to anybody who will listen to them. The reason I'm telling this story, though, is because we all know we don't get to this point on our own. You need people in your life like my aunt who saw potential in me that I never would have seen in myself. You also need supervisors, commanders, mentors to offer you opportunities beyond what you thought you were capable of doing. I've been fortunate to work with some incredible leaders throughout my career, including here in Missouri, where I've been able to lean on General Hausman, General Starr, and General Eves for advice and guidance. I appreciate your willingness to listen to my ideas, allowing me to vent when frustrated, and for trusting me to be a leader in this organization. But most importantly, thank you for your friendship and your support. You also need good wingmen, and I have invited some key wingmen that I have relied on throughout my career to be here today, to thank them. First, there's Tom Brewer and John Glasscock, who I served with in the late 80s in RAF Mildenhall, England. That was my first assignment, and honestly, it was the best assignment I ever had. Mainly because we had such a close-knit group. We were more like brothers than co-workers. And I came to love the Air Force because of the time we spent together. Master Sergeant retired Tom Case, who saved me from the hellhole that was the Airman Storms at Gunner Air Force Base. I mean, they were bad. They were way below Air Force standards. Barely Army standards. He allowed me to move into his brand new 3-bedroom house. And I'm so thankful that we have been able to stay in touch with him and his wife Teresa throughout all these years. It means the world to me that you're here today. The thing I always loved about serving in the Air Force was the camaraderie, the relationships that you build, the sense of being a part of something that is much bigger than yourself. There was a time where I had lost that sense of belonging, the feel of being part of an exceptional team. My career was on autopilot, and I was just wanting to get to my 20-year mark so I could be done. Then, one day, Second Lieutenant Howard Myers showed up, and instantly, everything changed. Howard, you came along just at the right time and totally changed my career vector. I want to say thank you for everything. You are the one guy who can always count on to be there if I ever need something. You and Michelle will always be a part of my life. I don't talk about my time in Iraq very much because a lot happened there that I really don't want to think about. And I found it easier to just push all those memories to the back of my brain and just move on with life. But during my time there, I was incredibly fortunate to have a wingman who was second to none. Captain retired Steve Spizak was my roommate in Iraq. Steve was the guy I could talk to about what was happening, and he helped me get through some incredibly difficult situations. Thank you, Steve. You are truly one of a kind. And that brings me to my two wingmen here in Missouri, Chief Settle and Chief Neros. There's one word that I would use to describe Chief Neros, and that's gentleman. You're a good man, Chief, and I'm a better officer for having served with you. And Chief Settle, I've never seen anyone more passionate about taking care of their airmen. It is an honor to be able to watch you work and do what you do every day. We also relied on friends, families, and neighbors. I always knew when I was gone that Darcy had close friends that she could rely on for help. John and Donna Parkinson were always the first to step up when needed, really without even having to be asked. Thank you, John and Donna, for being here today to celebrate with us. And of course, my mother-in-law, the one and only Judy Marsh, who is such an amazing person and my biggest supporter. I love you, Mom. Thank you for all that you do for our family. And I want to thank Nate's girlfriend, Megan, and Olivia's boyfriend, Austin, for coming all the way from Tallahassee to be here today. Unfortunately, Matthew's girlfriend, Vanessa, is working in Boston and was unable to be here. Darcy and I are so happy to have Megan, Vanessa, and Austin in our lives. We really do love you guys. For me to get here today also took the love and support of my children. We all know the military family sacrificed so much, and mine was no different. As I look back over my 35-year career, I only have one real regret, and that was all the time that I was away and missing those everyday family moments that mean so much, the ones that you just can't get back. One day you're deployed and your baby girl is crying herself to sleep every night because she misses you so much. And then the next thing you know, she's at law school. And you're just left to wonder where all the time went. So Nathan, Matthew, and Olivia, thank you for all that you have done to support your dad. You are my pride and joy. And I love you all so very much. And then there's my wife. If there is one thing in this world that I am completely 100% sure of, it is this. I would not be standing here today if it weren't for Darcy. We met while we were both on active duty. She was an airman first class, I was a senior airman. I can say without hesitation that she was the far superior airman. In fact, I am convinced that if she had stayed in, that one day she would have become the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. She was noticeably different from everyone around her. Her career path was straight up. But the Air Force one day decided that her next duty assignment was going to be a one-year remote to South Korea. Normally that wouldn't be so bad, but she received those orders about 3 months after Nathan was born. And there was no way she was going to leave her baby. She has always put me and the kids first in everything that she does. And at that point, that was no different. She is a phenomenal wife and mother. For the past 30 plus years, she has been by my side. We are truly one team. And yet, she still finds a way to amaze me every day. She is the most talented person I know. She's literally good at everything. The best part of this new assignment is that I get to go home. I've been geo-batching since I arrived here about 18 months ago, And that wasn't our original plan, but life threw us some unexpected curveballs that we had to adjust to. So by going home, I can once again get my daily number of hugs that I require, which I have missed terribly. Thank you, Darcy, for your unwavering love and support. You are my everything, and none of this would mean a thing if it weren't for you. And let me close by saying this. I love serving in the National Guard, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this great team in Missouri. Thanks to all the Joint Force Headquarters Command Team and Joint Staff, and my teammates from the 131st Bomb Wing and the 139th Airlift Wing who are here today. I look forward to serving you in my new role. And special thanks to the members of the 131st Medical Group. Thank you for traveling in from Whiteman and Jefferson Barracks. It was an honor to serve as your commander. You guys are awesome. So I guess that wasn't too long. But with that, thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for being a part of this. As General Compton always says, one team.
Thank you, General Lanaghan. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Thank you for attending. There will be a small reception immediately following the ceremony. At this time, please stand for the playing of the Air Force song and departure of the official party.